Bluff City Media presents the Two Buck Sports Show with your hosts, Rusty Buckets and Uncle Buck. Now, let's get to the show.
What is up? Welcome to the Thursday edition of the Two Buck Sports Show. I'm Uncle Buck, and I'm joined by a special guest. You'll know him from the post-game show. He's Daniel Greer. Daniel, what's up? Long time no see.
It has been a long time, Drew, but excited to be back here in the friendly confines of the Two Bucks Sports Show. Excited to be on, man. Thanks for asking me.
If you could describe this show in two words, it would be friendly confines. When Rusty and I are not together, then it's the furthest thing from friendly a lot of times. So glad to have you here. We've got a few topics we're going to talk about today, but I just want to see how's life, how's summer. We were talking in the green room. Your wife's a teacher just like mine. There's no better time than the start of a new school year, right?
The best time, and honestly, I love Christmas. I love my birthday, but when I see the date of kids going back to school, I might as well just run around the house just naked eating Cheetos because it's a celebration of a day. And that was yesterday that I did that, not today. I put a shirt on.
Well, we can only verify from the waist up. So,
right.
You work from home. I don't, and so if I worked from home though, it would be one of those things like first day of school. It used to be National Signing Day. I was a big recruiting guy way back in the day. I always took off National Signing Day. I'd stay at home and see what 17-year-olds would pick my college. First day of school may be the day to take off and just watch TV. This house is empty. It's quiet. We had decided that we're going to go daily. The Two Buck Sports Show is now daily. That's why we're here on Thursday, and you got us yesterday and tomorrow. It's every day now. And I told Rusty, I was like, listen, I want to go daily with you. I got to wait till school comes back.
Right.
Starts back. Because I cannot look at my wife and be like, hey, you remember that 1 hour I'm at home in the middle of the day to rescue you from the kids? It's gone every day for the rest of the summer. Like, we got to wait till school starts back.
Yeah. There's nothing like kids home from the summer and your wife's there and they're wanting to do fun things and they're expecting you to do fun things. And you're like, but I have a job. They don't understand during the summer. All that's gone out the window.
Yeah. So appreciate everybody for joining us. We've already got Jared and King Meeks in the comments. I'd like to take a moment real quick off the top to thank everybody for being here, but also to tell everybody that's watching on X, this is Bluff City Media's YouTube page that we're on right now. We're on the X page as well. But if you are on X, just hop on over to YouTube. All the fun guys are in the comments. The usual, our usual crowd, the norms, as I called them yesterday on, Cheers reference. I don't know if you watch Cheers or not, but I love Norm. They're over here in the YouTube comments. So if you want to talk to us wherever. But if you want to talk to the cool kids, come to YouTube. So couple things right off the top. The biggest news yesterday, as I'll get our graphic up, ESPN. It seems like every day there's a new streaming news topic that comes out, but this one's kind of big because ESPN has finally given us the opportunity to get all ESPN content without having a cable provider. They're calling it the ESPN Direct to Consumer app. I don't know if they'll have a less clunky title, when this thing finally comes out. Probably just ESPN. But you can pay $30 a month and watch all ESPN stuff. There's also a deal with the NFL where they acquired all the rights to the NFL Network and Red Zone and all that stuff, as well as the WWE. You can get premium live events. It seems like ESPN is just now buying up everything. They are the Berkshire Hathaways. They're just the big investment firm that's just buying up all properties and putting their name on it. What was the first thought you had? Because this one's a big one.
Yeah, my initial thoughts were, oh my God, another platform.
Right.
Like this is ridiculous at this point. And then it got me thinking. I took a step back and then I realized, why do I even want cable? And I don't have, I cut the cord a long time ago. And then I got rid of cable because I was finding myself watching ESPN only. And I was watching a couple other shows that I could honestly get the next day. Like, for example, Big Brother, if I really want to watch, put the antennas up, go through my LG, and I can watch
Survivor.
it live. Yes, Survivor. Like all those are on just the main cable places that I could get either day of or the day after on like Paramount Plus. So I realized that it's not so much of a bad thing. I got more of an in-depth take, but off the top, I'm not against it completely. They're trying to get their bag. They're paying a lot of money to try to get that bag, though.
I'll put it to you this way. I'm with you. Like, when I moved out of my parents' house, my parents had DirecTV up until like a year ago. Okay. So growing up, we had DirecTV and Netflix. And when I moved out of the house in 2016, 17, it's basically all you need. I could watch the Grizzlies on, at that time, it was, Fox Sports Southeast
Yeah.
through my parents' DirecTV login. So like I didn't pay for anything streaming at that point. I had everything I need. I had the DirecTV login for the ESPN app, and I could use my dad's DirecTV login for the Grizzlies. But it seems like as I've grown up, like I have to get everything because typically I'm just watching sports, and Netflix is basically where I'm at. But now to watch sports, like the NBA just signed a deal with Prime and NBC, so you've got to have Peacock and you've got to have Amazon Prime. And I just had to get a subscription. Yeah. So I did get YouTube TV. I've got YouTube TV. It's expensive, but now I've got to have YouTube TV and Peacock and ESPN and all this. So my initial was with you. It's just like just another fee I've got to make. But when you dig into it with this ESPN, it doesn't change anything if you are a cable TV subscriber. Or
well, not yet. Not yet.
Unless you are a WWE guy and you want premium live events, right? Is that what you're getting to?
Just in general, like and off the top, I just want people to understand this. This is going to evolve, and I know that where you stand currently, and I assume that's where you're going because we haven't talked about it, is that you are okay with it because, as Jared said in the comment, he has YouTube TV. He doesn't have to pay the extra $30 a month. Right. But guess what? Everything's going to go up over time, and I think because of that, you might have to pay up a little bit more to be a part of that plan. And so, yes, you're right.
So that was what I was going to say. One of my points going to be, when ESPN Plus came out, it was $5 a month. It's currently $12. Right. They've gone up almost 300% on ESPN Plus, but I don't have ESPN Plus. I've never found the need to have ESPN Plus except for a few games in baseball. Well, I'll just sign up for the month for because everything is on SEC Network Plus for college baseball. But Memphis fans want ESPN Plus because of a lot of American Conference, not American Athletic Conference, American Conference games are on ESPN Plus. But I don't sign up for ESPN Plus. So for me, it's like I don't really know what I'm going to have to pay up for yet. I was glad to see that ESPN for people. I think this makes it easier for sports fans who don't want cable. If you rely on ESPN like me and you do, $30 a month initially, I get it initially, it will go up. But initially, for all ESPN stuff, like I think that's pretty cheap.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at is 30 is good. Like we're at the initial offer, right? We're here on Shark Tank and we're getting the initial offer and it's perfect. And like honestly, where are the strings that are tied that doesn't feel right? 30 is fine, especially like me. I don't have cable, and I may or may not mooch off of a certain family member. Shout out to Brenda. But I will say that it honestly isn't the worst thing because what you're going to get is you're going to get the NFL Red Zone, and that's where they're putting into it. You're going to get the WWE side. If you are a wrestling fan, you're going to get roughly 10 PLEs, which is their live events. You're not going to get every single one of them. Right now, especially in the first year. And this thing happens in August. Like we're in the month that the app comes out. Like it's coming out soon. That was the biggest thing for me is that part shocked me that it's coming literally to your phone or your TV very, very soon.
Well, I remember when the news kind of came out that they were going to do this in the fall, but for the drop to happen yesterday and for it to come out in 3 weeks, the first thing that popped in my head, that app is going to be so glitchy. Right. Oh, there's going to be it's going to crash immediately. And so I don't look forward to that. But like I said, I've got YouTube TV. Me and Rusty split it, which reminds me I owe him a lot of money at this point. We're running up a tab, I think, on buckets. But I've got YouTube TV, and so I have all the ESPN. And if you were to cancel your YouTube TV, or I'm assuming your YouTube, you may Hulu, I don't know, but what are you missing out on? I think because you live in a bigger city, you live in Memphis.
Yeah.
Rabbit ears can get you a lot. You can use rabbit ears and watch live your CBS if you want to be in front of your TV at 7:00 to watch Survivor or Big Brother or whenever it is. You can do that. In Ripley, I can't really do that. So with ESPN, and say you've got a FanDuel Sports Network subscription to watch the Grizzlies, what else do you feel like you're missing?
Yeah, there's honestly not much, especially for guys, for dudes that
Right.
want to just be sports guys. There's not much that I'm missing. I don't know, and I know that we're both, a little older in general, but like we're not going to appointment television other than sports, and that's kind of where
Right.
I've been for the entire time. Like I've been appointment television probably for the first 2 weeks of Big Brother. I'm a reality nerd, and I enjoy that part of it. But last night, honestly, I was at a soccer practice and I didn't miss it, and I didn't worry about it because I can watch it on Paramount Plus today. If I want to go back and watch something else, I can go watch it the next day. As long as you're not in a microwave society, I think you can live without cable. I think the biggest thing that's going to happen is there's going to be a fight because you're going to see like a YouTube TV at this point. They're going to start offering, stuff without the sports, without ESPN. You're going to be able to get somewhat of a budget, a more budget-friendly viewing experience for cable without the sports. And so at that point, there's going to be a lot of people that will be happy because of this, because they're not going to have to pay, whatever. At one point, last time I left, it was like $75 a month. I would assume it's probably up to $100 a month at this point.
For what?
But
For YouTube?
For YouTube TV, because I remember
like
when it was 45.
something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember it was $45 a month when it first came out.
When I subscribed initially, it was $35 or $45.
Yeah,
something like that.
It's crazy, but
they've kind of laid the groundwork for this already. So we said that you get the PLEs or these live events, and if you have a cable provider, unless it's YouTube TV, YouTube TV does not get the PLEs with a subscription YouTube TV. So if you've got Dish or Direct or Hulu or Sling, it sounds like you're going to be able to get these PLEs, but not if you are YouTube TV. So it's like you're talking about the combative nature of this. It's how it always is, and they're already setting it up because there's already excluding YouTube TV from these PLEs. So,
well, the good thing about that is if you're a wrestling fan, that these are the biggest events, right? And you're going to get the biggest with, this PLEs that are on with ESPN, part of the, I guess, partnership. But this doesn't start till January. So if anybody's wondering what could change until January, a whole lot. Yeah. And so if you're a fan, I wouldn't worry if you do have YouTube TV. You can always adjust and change at some point. But I'm excited. I'm close with Jonathan Coachman, formerly the coach of WWE. And he is skeptical. At first, he was completely against it, but he is still skeptical because he thinks that there will be, the language within the contract that the first year might be okay and it might be good for fans. But over the course of time, he thinks it'll really hurt the fan being a fan, because you're going to have to now go to Netflix to watch Raw. You can go to a cable like a USA. You need USA somehow, some way to better watch a SmackDown. And now you have some PLEs that are going to be held on the Peacock channel, but then ESPN has the major PLEs. It's very dysfunctionated. I don't even know if that's a real word, but it's all messed up. It's all scrambled everywhere.
I was going to ask you about that because I'm not a wrestling guy, especially not to the degree a lot of people that listen to this are in Memphis. There's some people that watch. You have the opportunity to watch wrestling 4 or 5 days a week if 100%. You want to really submerge yourself in it. And I feel like the ESPN entering the conversation here probably was bad news for those folks, because it did add at least a third subscription that you're going to need. Because, and correct me if I'm wrong, Peacock is still a player in the WWE. WWE Network kind of shut down and went to Peacock, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
You got Peacock, the Netflix, and ESPN, and I didn't even realize they were still on network television in the USA. So 4 different places that you have to subscribe to or have a buddy that subscribes to to watch wrestling.
That's the key. Is I think you're going to see more illegal streaming than there has been, but also like they're talking about, there's only 12 months a year. That hasn't changed. That's like one of the only things that hasn't had inflation is how many months a year there actually might be. And they're saying that 10 PLEs will be over, which are pay-per-views. People grew up on pay-per-view name.
Right.
There'll be 10 of those on ESPN. So you're looking at not many, but it is the network that Peacock's going to hold until the contract comes up, and then they move it somewhere else, probably to ESPN.
You better believe they're going to do like one a month just so that nobody cancels their subscription. They're 100%. Not going to load these into like a 4-month period to where you can cancel for 8 months. Like, no, it'll be one a month so that they guarantee that they get your subscription every single month and you don't cancel.
Well, just so WWE's obviously in bed with a lot of people, a lot of partners. Like they just had that new behind the scenes, very, very familiar people with the F1 series, but also the Full Swing, with golf. There's been some other ones, obviously NFL. All of them. Yes, they're all really good. Well, WWE just had one that came out on Netflix that's very much behind the scenes. If I had to ask you, who was the producer on this, and you know him, and you probably watched many of his games, who's the producer of this WWE behind the scenes show?
Many of his games. Michael Jordan. LeBron James.
Nope. Omaha.
Oh, is it? Is it Peyton? That should have been my first guess. I'm embarrassed. Omaha produces everything these days. Yep. Did you watch the F1 doc?
I have not. I've never gotten to that. I kind of like Full Swing, but I don't. There's only so much time.
Full Swing was okay that first season when they split into Live. That was fascinating. You see the split, but I fall victim to missing out, like fear of missing out. I have FOMO like none other. So when it hit Twitter and everybody was ranting and raving over F1, I had to watch it. It's amazing. It's true. It holds up. There's like 7 seasons. I'm invested.
7?
Yeah, it's daunting now. I didn't get in like this year. I've been watching it it was probably 3 or 4 seasons when I binged it, and then I've watched every season since. It's really good. It's really good.
Speaking of these shows, and I know we're off the rails at this point, but the new Saturdays show for college, I don't even know what it's called. I've seen one episode. I could not get through the first episode. It wasn't great. And then from what I'm hearing, and I haven't seen it yet, Hard Knocks is trash. Especially, I guess only the first episode's come out. I'm not sure. I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
But have you seen
the
either
Bills,
of those?
Right?
The Bills, yeah.
Yeah. So Luke actually brought up Hard Knocks this morning on the Daily Grind. And what I told him is that I've watched some seasons of Hard Knocks and loved it. But more times than not, I've watched a couple episodes and not picked it back up again. It all depends on who the main characters are in the show. And it doesn't have to be star players, but somebody that's entertaining that can hold an audience is what you need. And so I don't have an HBO subscription anymore, so I'm not going to get a subscription to watch Hard Knocks. But what is the Netflix about the college football? What's it called? I can't remember.
Something about Saturdays.
Yeah, Any Given Saturday. That's what it is.
Yep.
I watched it. I thought it was really good.
Really?
I did. It's going to jump in between teams, and so I believe the first episode was probably my least favorite because it was not something I really cared about. I can't remember who it was actually.
I saw a lot of
in the first season.
LSU coach.
Oh yeah, Brian Kelly.
Yeah, Brian Kelly. I saw a lot of him.
The LSU stuff didn't get me. I'll tell you, my lasting impact from that is that I love Shane Beamer. I think like that was you got a lot of South Carolina in this. And of course there was only like 4 or 5 schools that were really featured. The 2 that were featured the most that I enjoyed the most was Vanderbilt and South Carolina.
Really?
And I think that makes sense. They really caught lightning in a bottle when they got those 2, because going into last season, if you told me I was watching a documentary on South Carolina and Vanderbilt, I'm just totally out altogether. But you got like the behind the scenes of beating Alabama, which was great. Diego Pavia is a psycho. Clark Lee is a psycho. Like I loved the Vanderbilt storyline, and I think I just love Shane Beamer just as a person. Like I really liked him. So
I think those two teams are overrated this year. And I know everybody loves South Carolina. My God, get over it. They're still going to suck.
All right. I tell you what, we're going to pivot. I told you we were going to leave some room here to let us go wherever this conversation directed. So I'm going to go to a commercial break here. And when we come back, we are going to talk a little college football right after the break here.
Choking and token. The Mid-South's first cannabis-themed jiu-jitsu tournament.
August 16th at Midtown Krav Maga and Jiu-Jitsu.
At 1 p.m. 21 plus to compete or consume.
Consumption not required.
Ounce of Hope is licensed by the state of Tennessee. This is all 100% legal hemp products. Everything's good to go.
We'll have gi divisions.
No gi divisions.
Madison bracket, guaranteeing 4 matches per division, plus an absolute winner.
Each fighter receives an Ounce of Hope gift bag, and there's prizes for every winner.
Check out the link below to sign up.
Lakers organization was looking like it was about to die, looking like it was a wrap, Kenny Stubblefield. And I wake up one morning and the world famous Bluff City Media Bloodline chat is exploded with text messages because the Los Angeles Lakers got Luka Doncic for a bag of ass.
Which saving of the Lakers franchise saved them more? Dallas's trade or Memphis's trade?
That Grizzlies trade of Pau Gasol to the Lakers literally changed NBA history, bro.
Yeah.
Imagine the narratives around Kobe Bryant if he left and went to Chicago and never won again, or the narratives around the Lakers if Kobe Bryant left and won somewhere else.
He was leaving, right? Like he was leaving.
Gone, bro. He was out. Like that gave Kobe Bryant 5 titles in LA. Imagine how the drought the Lakers probably would have been on. Because them dudes are horrible at drafting. They're horrible at building teams. They just keep getting lucky as shit, man. And then they literally handing them Luka Doncic. Man, I'm getting pissed off, bro.
Check out the Anthony Sain Show live Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. only on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. In the heart of the Highland Strip for 27 years, Trilogy Tattoo has helped tell stories for Memphians for generations. Located at 530 South Highland, Richie and his team are waiting to help you tell yours.
From tattoos to piercings, your body art should be as unique as you are. Voted a Memphis Flyer top 3 tattoo shop in the city of Memphis since day one. Your story will be safe here at Trilogy Tattoo.
Open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 11, and 3 to 11 on Sundays. They have convenient times waiting on you. Let Trilogy Tattoo help you tell your story.
Welcome back to the $2 Sports Show. It is the Thursday edition of the $2 Sports Show. Thank you for everybody for hanging out. The comments are going crazy. Comments are hot today. We got King Meeks and Jared in here talking wrestling. So if we ever need a wrestling correspondent, keep your DMs open, fellas. So, all right, we're going to talk about a little bit of football. We talked about leading in from the Any Given Saturday. You made the comment that you're down on Vanderbilt and South Carolina. 2 teams that seem to be media darlings. You get those every year. 1 or 2 teams that the media just kind of locks in on and says, if I'm going to be cool, this is how I'm going to be. So what's your thoughts going into that?
Yeah, if you look at South Carolina, I think that they have a good story just overall, but I still think they're going to struggle. I don't expect them to be as good as some say they will be just in general, but also Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's fine. I think they finish probably maybe next to last or last in the conference. Like the SEC is still loaded. The SEC is still good. I know that you can build storylines and maybe one of these teams can get lucky and win again, maybe beat in Alabama. But in the end of the day, like these teams are what they are, and it's going to be top heavy once again. But the SEC is loaded, probably more this year than last year, because last year was more, top heavy than this year is.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I think on both of them. Let's look at South Carolina first. Lenoris Sellers is obviously the story. I believe he ended up being selected first team All SEC by the media after SEC Media Days, which is a lot of love considering I would have voted for Garrett Nussmeier, not even batted an eye. I think I'm big on Garrett Nussmeier basically because I kind of believe in LSU as a team more than I believe in South Carolina. And you're typically it's best team, best player from best team. So I like Garrett Nussmeier. But if you look at South Carolina, open the season with Virginia Tech in Atlanta, and then South Carolina State, and then Vanderbilt comes to Columbia, South Carolina, which is, it's not going to be college game day.
Yeah.
If you listen to SEC media, college game day in Columbia, Missouri for a South Carolina home game, So
that would be not fun, we'll say, out in South Carolina, but we'll see. I don't think either one of these teams have much to do. Like their offenses are, have not really improved that much. I think their offenses were, for Vanderbilt, I think were better last season than this season, in my opinion. South Carolina is probably, uptick a little bit better. I think that they're obviously South Carolina is the better team out of those two that we're discussing.
Absolutely.
But yeah. I still think that, they're going to be behind Tennessee, and I don't think Tennessee's good this year. I would put Tennessee in with Vanderbilt. I'm sorry, Tennessee in with South Carolina more this year. Like they're going to be neck and neck. One of those teams can surprise another team, but both are going to be honestly like middle of the pack within the SEC.
This is where I land with South Carolina, and I feel like if you put them in tiers, there's a four-tier. Top tier is 4 teams, and it's Alabama, Georgia, it is LSU, and who am I forgetting? Texas. Obviously, Texas. Still ain't gotten used to them being in the SEC yet. That's tier 1. Tier 2 is where I put all these other teams: South Carolina, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Florida, Texas A&M. I feel like of those 5 teams, any of them could be really good or middle of the road. I don't see a real floor.
That's huge. That's a huge. Too many in the middle pack. That's giving too much
it's
credit.
Off the top of my head.
That's too much credit.
How many tiers do you want? There's only 16 teams. You want me to have 6 tiers?
I need 4 tiers. 4 tiers of 4. Give me 16.
But see, the problem with 4 tiers is you've got to have a gutter, and Mississippi State may be in a gutter by itself.
Yeah, but they need friends. Everybody needs friends.
Who's on their tier then?
I think it's Kentucky, Arkansas, and Vandy. No, yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Well, maybe we should have went a different direction this show, and we just filled out some tiers here. But I do kind of put them all in the same category, and it's like, I don't know, maybe they're really good, and that's kind of where I was thinking with these tiers. Like maybe they're really good, maybe they're just good. Okay, I don't think South Carolina's got the potential to be a 4-win team, but also I'm not ready to put them pencil them in at 9 or 10 wins like I would the other 4. So South Carolina's biggest test, they've got a brutal in between 2, but they're going to start 5-0 if they beat Vanderbilt and Missouri. Then they have a bye, and then they go to LSU, Oklahoma at home, Alabama at home, and 2 Oxford for an Ole Miss game between 2 bye. Brutal.
And that team that you just talked about, Oklahoma, they are my surprise team this year. I think they're going to be really good. I think they obviously, have a tough schedule, and just like Florida does, they have a very tough schedule this season. But Florida somehow has a tough schedule every year. I don't understand it. They had one of the hardest last year. I think that Florida team, even though I am a Florida fan, I think is sneaky good with DJ Lagway. But also, if you look at Oklahoma is a team that really was on the precipice of being really good, but then their quarterback play was down. They their 2 quarterbacks left in the offseason. They brought in other guys. One of them was from the coach's former school, right? So he brought his quarterback with him this time. I think that the Oklahoma Sooners will be much improved. I think they make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, I like Mateer a lot. I'm a big fan of quarterbacks who's shown us something in the past. There's a lot of quarterbacks that come in with lots of accolades or recruiting rankings or whatever. if you can put a year on tape and be really good, then I trust it. And that's where I land with is it John Mateer? That's
I think
Crazy
so.
Legs from Oklahoma. You said rankings or hard schedules. This came out. This is College Football Live tweeted this out. So I'm not sure what ranking they're using. I'm sure just the AP poll. They're the most ranked opponents on a schedule leading into the season.
Yep.
3 teams have 7.
Yep.
Face 7 ranked teams. That is Mississippi State. They've got a hard schedule.
Yep.
And the 2 schools you just talked about, Oklahoma and Florida, have 7. So brutal schedule. I don't believe that Ole Miss is listed on this at all. Ole Miss has got a very good schedule.
Yeah, and that's how it is in the SEC. Sometimes is it breaks the right way towards you, and it just seems like for the last couple of years it hasn't broken really well for either Oklahoma or Florida. So there's always next year, I guess.
And what sucks too, Ole Miss faces 4 ranked opponents as it stands right now. Which, if you only have 4 and you're playing 8 SEC games, you've got a really, really good schedule. And when they added in Texas and Oklahoma and got rid of the divisions, the East and West, the first 2 years you're playing the same SEC schools, you're just flopping home and away. So Ole Miss had a good schedule last year. They have a good schedule this year. Florida and Mississippi State, sorry about it. Sorry about it. Don't ask me to feel sorry for either of them. Florida beats Ole Miss in Gainesville last year. DJ Lagway's coming out party, and then Mississippi State. Every schedule is hard when you suck as bad as Mississippi State does.
Yeah, one of my few times I've been to Mississippi State was when and Ole Miss, actually both of them. I've been to both stadiums, and Florida was going there to play them, and Florida dropped both games there. It was so bad. Like,
which Florida game was it in Oxford?
I don't remember, but I remember that we were on the far end. This is many years ago, far end, and the entire student section rushed us, and we could not get out of our seats. Yep. And then they tore down the goalpost and walked through the Grove. It was awesome.
I was at that game. I was a child. We had season tickets at that time. I believe that was before Tebow, so this would have been Chris Leak.
Yep.
Chris Leak. And my dad, we were sitting in the end zone, the only end zone that was there at the time. That would be the north end zone, bleachers. That's where we sat.
That's where it was.
And my dad dropped me down on the field. My dad, who is like scared to death of losing anything, like protector, like none other, dropped me on the field at like, I don't know, 9 or 10 years old. And the players' entrance and exit was there at the time. And all I did was go find players and ask them for their gloves. Like, hey, can I have your gloves? Can I have your gloves?
Sure,
I struck out.
Oh.
You know, back in those days, they probably were told, you have one set of gloves. We can't afford more than one. Now, they can probably just get whatever they want, give them away. So, all right, college football, that's out of the way. We have one more topic we want to get to. This is the topic that I think all Memphis folks are getting behind right now. FedEx St. Jude Classic teed off today in Memphis, Tennessee at TPC Southwind. I'll get the leaderboard up, but going into the tournament here, it was pretty obvious who the favorite was. It doesn't even make a lot of sense to bet on him because you're just not going to win much. Scotty Scheffler plus 280, followed by Xander Schauffele at plus 1,800. Did you have a betting favorite going into this as I pull up the leaderboard?
Yeah, so if you're looking at this, Victor Hovland, I believe so he has not teed off yet. He tees off in about 5 minutes here. But I like Victor Hovland. I think he's a guy that you could get behind, a guy that plays well here in Memphis. I believe he came up within one of the final groups last year. He's still at 2,800 if you like this. Tommy Fleetwood's at 2,500 right now on still. So the same thing because they haven't teed off yet. So if you're looking at FanDuel odds, go ahead and get them. Scotty is always going to be, but I will never in my life pick somebody under probably not even under 800 plus 800, 8-1 odds where I would pick a winner of a golf match. There's just no way. The tournament is too crazy.
Right.
The Memphis Heat is nuts to ever bet anybody at plus 280.
Yeah, I mean, what is that? Roughly like 1 in 3. 1 in 3. Yes. And I'm just like, there's too many players on the field to do a 1 in 3. The best golfer ever, and Scotty maybe it does not win 1 out of every 3 tournaments. And so how do you lay 1 in 3? So here's what the leaderboard looks like right now. And of course, I'm not going to be able to pronounce this guy's name. Akshay Bhatia.
Bati, that's right.
Is that right? Is
Yep.
-6 through 16 holes. He's tied for the lead with a fella named Harry Hall, who is wearing the old cabbie hat in his picture here. Looks like old school Bryson DeChambeau. Wonder is he wearing the short pants too?
No, I don't think they do that anymore.
Okay, he's also tied with Justin Rose, a man whose name that I know. So
Yep.
Justin Rose, Bhatia, and Triple H here, Harry Hall, tied for the lead at 6 under. Behind them, Matt Fitzpatrick at 4 under, Wyndham Clark at 3 under. And let's see, has Scotty teed off yet? He is.
No, he
is not teed off yet.
Nope. He has not. Everybody that's teeing off right now in about 5 minutes. You're going to have a good group. So they've got a little bit of a break, like Daniel Berger just teed off. But then you're going to have Hovland at 11:40, along with Lucas Glover, who won it. And everybody remembers him wearing those white pants on the 18th, where it looked like he did business because he was sweating so bad. And so he's been playing really well as of late. He's a dark horse. And let me give another dark horse besides Wyndham Clark. I'm trying to look for the odds real quick on Wyndham Clark. I really like him. And obviously you see he's on the top. He's at plus 4,000. It's a live
Hasn't
number.
he won here before?
I'm not sure. It just seems like he can never win the big one. Like he's got everything, but he never can win the big one. A guy who I really like, who is a younger guy that has honestly won a lot, Chris Kirk, is plus 10,000 to win. Chris Kirk, really good. If you like a long shot, if you just want to put a couple bucks, plus 10,000, it actually will pay you some decent coins. So I like Chris Kirk a lot.
He tees off at 105 with Tony Finau. Scheffler at 12:45 with Sepp Straka.
Yep.
So that's what you got to look forward to. We'll talk about this tomorrow when Rusty's back too. Just kind of recap the leaderboard. It is the biggest thing that's going on in the city of Memphis right now, and arguably for the year is what happens at the FedEx St. Jude Classic. So, all right, that's where he lands. He wants you to bet Chris Kirk. I see Kirk here, and I'm thinking it's somebody else. So, all right. All right, this is the $2 Sports Show. It's our Thursday edition. I got Daniel Greer here with me. We're at the 38-minute mark. We'll start wrapping down. Anything you want to get off your mind, get off your chest? You need to confess any sins here today on the $2 Sports Show?
I have no sins I want to confess, but I will say that, I know we talked about college football, and that's obviously in the NFL is coming, but literally right around the corner, the Grizzlies are about to go start training camp, and then all the buzz is going to be. I think this is one of the more important seasons that we've had in a long time. The expectations have kind of fallen a lot. Like they're like, if you went over there and looked at FanDuel and looked at who to win the championship, at one point the Grizzlies were under the Pelicans as a favorite.
Oh, wow.
And so because of that, like the numbers are going to show from, the sportsbook in Vegas that this is going to be a down year. I think this has a big opportunity for this fan base, that if for some reason this team can, rally around Ja and Jaren, and honestly, Ja just stay healthy, Jaren get healthy, Edie get healthy. I really think this is a team that, with everything that's, around the city, with they're trying to build up the downtown, they're trying to get people back in. This could be one of the more important seasons of franchise and the city's future going forward.
I agree 1,000% with you. We've talked about a lot of odds here recently, and one thing that stuck out to me is we were talking about San Antonio, and San Antonio, after they made the De'Aaron Fox move extension, their odds to make the playoffs are higher than the Memphis Grizzlies. That just kind of goes to show you their three most important players, and I'm not including De'Aaron Fox in that, but in their franchise right now, being Wemby, Dylan Harper, and Stephon Castle, are all three on rookie deals entering their first year, their second year, and their third year, and they still have higher odds than the Memphis Grizzlies, who have two max players and NBA champions that they added in the offseason. So I think it's critical. I think it's absolutely critical to be good this year. I think this is kind of a litmus test for John Morant as well. He seems to, his mindset always be at his best when he's considered an underdog. Yeah. And when you're considered the favorite or, the guy, potential MVP in previous seasons. He just hasn't answered the bell, and he's found himself in a position to where you're an underdog again.
Yeah.
So I think you excel there. I was extremely critical of Ja Morant last year when everybody else wanted to be critical of coaching and GMs. I was extremely critical of Ja Morant because I just don't really care about coaching that much. I don't think any coaching will cause Ja Morant a team that sucks, But Ja Morant's got to play. He played less than 60 games last year. He played less than that the year before because of injury and suspension. If Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. play basketball, I don't really care what the coaching staff looks like. I don't really care as much what the end of the bench looks like. You're going to win 40 or over 50 games if Ja Morant plays in over 60 games. I just believe
100%.
that.
100%. And that's what, if you look at this team and how they're built, like I think that Desmond Bane was a guy that you could depend on when Ja wasn't around. And, obviously Jaren has been the guy who has been healthy, and obviously he's not right now. But like next year, dude, KCP, I know a lot of people love him, and I think he's a good fit for this team, especially a short-term Band-Aid.
Right.
But he's not Desmond Bane. I just want to make that crystal clear across the board. Like, he's just not. And if Ja goes out, and then you possibly have Jaren already injured, like this season could be bad quickly. So Ja, very important. He has to play because this team is, I wouldn't say more top heavy, but I don't think that the young guys we expected to be really good, I don't think they've really hit their tier yet where they should be taking off. They need a little bit more time to develop. So this is a very iffy, it's a weird feeling for this season, but I'm excited. I think it has the most potential we've had in a long time.
Yeah, I agree. Tell me if I'm wrong here, because you look at what happened. They implemented the communist offense last fall practice, when they went into training camp. G.G. Jackson missed it, and he struggled all year long. He's young. That went into it a lot. Everything just felt like left-footed last year with G.G. Jackson. I believe it all started when you missed training camp and the implementation of a new offense in this training camp. You're doing it again this year. Jaren Jackson Jr. is missing training camp. I don't really care as much about Jaren. He's a vet. He's going to do what Jaren does. Zach Edey's missing training camp too. He is a cornerstone piece, and for everybody listening here, I'm taking my hate off of it. I hope he's good. I do hope he's good. Him being good means the Grizzlies are good, and I will gladly eat crow. But am I making too much of him missing training camp, considering he is in Sharpie at the 5 position? I mean, you can tattoo that on your body. He is going to be your starting 5 with 100%. Your only relief being Jock Landale.
100%. And I think you're right. And you don't have any trepidation to be like, I guess, defensive of like these guys not going to training camp. You have a new coach. He has a new system. Everything needs to be implemented. And they might have time to, understand it better, sitting on the sidelines compared to being in the thick of things. But in the end of the day, you have one of the bigger pieces in Jaren that's going to be missing. So you're obviously going to have to bring both of those guys back with Edey and Jaren. Things will be different than if you had Jock Landale being there, as well as maybe Santi Aldama, who has to start the season. Like, there's a lot of things that are going to go into this. Like, does the starting lineup look like Ja Morant, Jalen Wells, KCP, Santi Aldama, and Jock Landale? Like, that's your starters for opening night?
Well, I'm still hoping that Jaren's back. It hasn't been ruled out yet that he's back, but I'm holding on to hope. But at that point, I think you start Santi at the 4 and Jock Landale or Brandon Clark. I think you probably have to go. I don't know.
Is BC healthy? Like, that's another one. There's so much unknown. I don't know what's happening.
This team last year caught more flack from me for one reason more than any others, and that's the fact that they were front runners. They could not course correct. They could not, when things went bad, they couldn't turn the tide, and that was in individual games, and it was also in the season.
Yeah,
I believe a lot of that rests at the at Ja Morant's feet, he's got to be the one to course correct, saying, hey, guys, we're not going to do this. But Ja was nursing injuries and was obviously mad at coaching and front office and everything else. And he was not just wasn't going to be the guy that did that. Right. This season can go bad early, but you've got to have Ja Morant bought in. Hopefully, if it's just the coach that was the problem, he can buy into the new coach and he will be a vocal leader that says, guys, we may struggle, but just wait till we get Jaren back. Wait till we get Edey back. We're going to be fine. Don't lose your heads. That's something that wasn't done last year. As season comes, I'm going to talk myself into that not being the case this year, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult.
We got to believe. I know that's just the old saying of the towel, the quote on there, but I think, as I said earlier, I think this could be one of the more important seasons, but also like the health has not been there, and that's nobody. I don't blame anybody in general. They even changed their medical staff and it still didn't work. Like we even got worse.
Go back.
And so who knows where do we go? We might let King Meeks be the medical team at that point. We don't know what to do.
Well, Rusty is now out of the profession, so don't call him. Not that I would recommend that anyways. Black Ninja DJ, he does say that the roster is more balanced and still have assets. I do believe that. I do believe that to be true. I do believe that hopefully if this works out and this is successful, the reason why, a big reason why anyways, is because you replace Desmond Bane with 2 to 3 guys that can do it.
How is it more balanced? You literally have let's put KCP and Desmond Bane 1-on-1. Okay, that's the same. Like we just switched those guys. When you're healthy, you have pretty much the same starting lineup. Just bring out Desmond Bane and KCP in. I don't think that's completely an upgrade. The bench, Gigi hasn't been good. We talked
about that this morning.
He just hasn't been good. Scottie Pippen Jr. Like I like him as a floor general. I think he's been really good. But he was on the team last year. Like, I don't know where this team got better. You added Jock Landale. You possibly don't even play him whenever BC and Jaren and Edey all get back. So I don't know if it's that much better. I don't.
You're adding Happy Jaw, Daniel.
You're
adding Happy Jaw.
Is he happy? Game 42.
No, I know. Me and you agree on this. We're very skeptical.
Very. I don't know. We'll see.
Very skeptical.
And honestly, Black Ninja, I love him, by the way. And I think a lot of people, share that sentiment of being balanced, and having assets to trade. But when do we trade our assets and actually get somebody good? We always just, trade off somebody and maybe a 2-for-1, get somebody back. Maybe it's all about flexibility within the second apron, making sure we're staying under that. That's the only time we make trades, especially in the Zach Kleiman era. Like I'm still waiting for the big trade other than Desmond Bane, where they sent us the Godfathers trade where we had to take it.
Yeah, well, that was what hinges upon whether this Desmond Bane trade was a good trade or a bad trade. If all you get is 3 first-round picks that you take at value, which would be, I don't know, mid-20s, if the Magic are as good as you think they are, it's not great. So I want to turn those into something.
Same.
We've all been waiting for this for a long time. You do want to turn them into something. King Meeks wants to trade John Conchar for Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I'll co-sign that.
I think math is math in there. I think it's working.
Yeah. I mean, equal players, equal pay. The only thing John Conchar has more of is tattoos. Okay. So. All right.
And swag.
Thank you, Daniel. And swag. Everybody knows if you think swag, you think John Conchar.
Sure. Judy.
So, Judy. All right, man. I appreciate you joining. This has been the Thursday. I don't know what day it is. It's still Thursday. We haven't been doing this show for 24 hours yet. So this has been the Thursday edition of the $2 Sports Show. Thank you, Daniel, for joining me. Rusty will be back with me tomorrow for the actual Friday edition of the $2 Sports Show. And I don't know what we're going to talk about. He may just recap Denver for us. So thank you, DG. Thank you for being here.
Yes, sir.
All right. That'll do it for the $2 Sports Show. And we will see you again tomorrow.
Thank you for tuning into this episode of the $2 Sports Show. If If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page, like this video, and leave a comment. We will see you back here in a few days.